Another lesson here in the New Testament is Fake series titled Leviticus versus Hebrews. This is the New Testament is Fake series on the Yalak Emet channel. Find me on Twitter, YouTube, Patreon as Rethinking the Torah. And let's read from Leviticus chapter 16 verse 30 for those of you who are really searching and you've never heard this kind of stuff before. Just a simple contradiction that so many people try to strike down, but we're just going to be simple, straightforward with it today in looking at what the scriptures actually say. Leviticus chapter 16 and verse 30. For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you to cleanse you, that ye may be clean from all your sins before the Lord. And they taught us as a child that the sacrifices in the Old Testament didn't take away the sins of Israel. It doesn't take away your sin. It just rolls it back till Calvary. I guess they probably meant roll it forward. But that never sat well with me. And even when I came into the Israelite understanding, I said that don't make any sense. None. You go through this Day of Atonement of a year and so on. It don't make any sense. Because why was a Calvary needed? And then if the Calvary sacrifice was so strong, why do you still need Day of Atonement observance every year? If the sacrifice on Calvary was the most perfect atoning sacrifice, why is any other atonement needed? But let's go now and look at the book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 4. And it says, for it is not possible that the blood of bulls and goats should take away sins. Now when it says take away, now in the Greek it seems to say, because I don't know how to pronounce this, ahireo, I don't know how to pronounce that, but just trying to give you something to, aferio maybe, to look up if you want to. To take from, take away, remove, carry off. So it's not possible for the blood of bulls and goats, so basically it's not possible for the sacrifices back then to have taken your sins off of you or off your account, or to carry off. In other words, it can't transfer your sins from off of you to get rid of it. But let's look again at Leviticus chapter 16 verse 30 to see what the Torah says and see if it makes Paul look good or the New Testament look good. It says again in verse 30, the latter part of it, to do this atonement that you may be clean from all your sins, not just some of it, but to cleanse you, rather, to be clean, to be pure. So it's going to make you pure. Now, if you are pure, you have no more sin on your account. And that's from the sacrifices. So if you have no more sin on your account, why does Jesus need to come? But it goes on to say that you may be clean from all your sins before the Lord. So when it says you'll be clean from all your sins before the Lord, and Paul is there saying in Hebrews 10:4, it's not possible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away your sins. That takeaway, as I mentioned, is saying is going to transfer your sins away from you. It's removing it from you. And if it has removed it from you, then it has taken it away, which is to cleanse. Because when it takes it away, it is no longer with you or on your account. It's no longer there. It's not yours anymore. It is gone away. But Paul says it is not possible. It's like a chemical reaction and you're deionizing something and it's taking away, like, they have the positive and the negative electrons. And when it takes away the let's say the positive, they're not there anymore in that solution or in that item. It has been removed, taken away. So that's like your sin when it takes away those electrons then, or those sins. But Paul says it is not possible. So the sacrifice says, God is saying in Leviticus 16:30, it will cleanse you, or it will remove the sin from you, take away those ions from you. But Paul says it cannot do that. And he says he was a Hebrew that was met by the Lord on the road to Damascus and given the spirit of truth and revelation from the Lord. Did the Lord reveal true teachings to Paul? Impossible. Or he would not have been teaching these things.